Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Angie. I'm a 23-year-old UGC content creator and Etsy shop owner who's using the cash stuffing method to find financial freedom. If that's something that interests you, please feel free to subscribe and follow along for more cash stuffing content. Alright guys, so we're going to do something a little different today. I described this a bit in my last video, so this is kind of like a morning budget routine. I've been heavily inspired by Maria's budgeting and the Budget Mom, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing that we're doing is we're handling some extra things that we need to unstuff from our envelopes. As you can see, I have a lot of sticky notes in here. These are kind of just like instructions on where my money needs to go, what cards I'm paying off, etc. So let's go ahead and grab our binders real quick. We need to grab, let's just grab all of them. Okay. Just gonna place those right there. So these are my instructions. This is around where I stopped in my unstuffing. So I know for a fact that in my Etsy envelope, I do not have $100 to cover this. So I'm gonna actually probably roll that over to next month. But I do need to pull out from my boyfriend's envelopes. So that is in this binder. And I might just move this over to the side. Okay. So let's jump straight back to gas, I believe. No, I don't think gas needs anything. We are going to groceries first. Groceries has 26 plus 12, so that is $38. I am just going to give him 40. And let me just bring a sticky note over so that I can write this all down. Okay, so that's handled. I'm just checking this off to the side. I'm really sorry if you can't see it. It's just easier for my setup. And then eating out. So that comes out of my wallet, but I don't actually take the money out of my wallet. I just kind of leave it in there because it's $20 each week. So I just leave it in there. We usually put it on a card anyway. So I just pay my boyfriend back from the checking account that I pull the money out from, if that makes sense. So eating out, I could just use the actual amount of $14. We got McDonald's. He basically got his cyst surgery yesterday and it all went well. He got it fully removed from his neck, but now he is out of work for 2 weeks. So kind of the whole point of this video is to show you how I'm going to be budgeting my income and using the cash stuffing method for 2 weeks without one of my streams of income, if that makes sense. So we are going to check that off. And then the next one we need to jump to is supplements and skincare. So we had to buy different things to help him take care of himself for the next few weeks. And honestly, like it was so expensive. It was like $70 to get like bandages, hydrogen peroxide, an ointment, and something else. Like I don't know why it was that much. I know he also got a body cream. So we have 20, 40, 50, and 55. Okay, so we don't have enough in here to cover that. I'm probably gonna roll this over to next week. And basically in the envelopes that I don't have enough in, I'm going to use like today and next week whenever I do cash stuff to kind of fill up those envelopes and pay myself back when I do have the amount, because we're not that far off. I think in Etsy supplies, what do I have? 30? Okay, so we're gonna need to work on Etsy supplies. I had to get some boxes and packaging because I have new products coming out and needed to take care of that. Okay, so right now we are just working with the $40 and the $14 coming out of my account. This will be Zelled to Joe. Perfect. We've gone ahead and handled that. So I'm gonna put this in this envelope here. I got this as a freebie from Budget with Maddie when she first opened her shop. So the reason why I have money in here is because he paid me in cash for like a cash stuffing, I guess like for this week. Basically the way that I'm budgeting this whole thing right now is I'm assuming that I am not going to get any more payments from him, even though that's not true. So just to like stay in budget, keep it tight, keep it cool for the next 2 weeks, the way that I'm doing this is I'm basically pretending that, you know, he's not giving me any of his money from his other streams of income. I'm pretending that the money that I got paid out from TikTok, like that is the only money that I have to cash stuff this week. So yeah, that's basically, I'm keeping it real tight here. So we unstuffed, this is what I am zelling him. We don't need this anymore, so I have a few instructions on what I'm doing with the money I unstuffed in my last unstuffing, which is up on my channel if you want to watch that. But this is basically when the money deposits into my ally account, I followed these instructions. This was for zelling purposes, paying off the cards, and then I have all of these instructions here. So I zelled Joe $365, and then I actually had $25 left over to cash stuff, so I just put that back into the account because I overpaid him. $64 of my venture card from this list behind the sticky notes needs to be paid. $35 to my freedom card needs to be paid. And then when this whole like TikTok debacle was happening, they were paying us out, not our entire amount, but they were paying out, you know, a pretty good amount of it. So I had $525 after I took out the tax. So with that $525, I'm doing $100 to my Amex card, $100 to my freedom, and I'm actually starting a sinking fund for a Louis Vuitton bag that I want to buy at the end of the year. Me and my mom promised each other about this, and you guys know I'm not a big spender. I mostly pull out of sinking funds, I feel like. So I don't even budget for spending every week, you know? I don't really buy much unless it comes out of a sinking fund. And I do have a spending sinking fund, but even that, I like to kind of build that up. So I do plan on getting a Louis Vuitton bag by the end of the year. So I'm building that up in an ally bucket. I had a $100 Etsy payment, and then $75 of that is going to my freedom card. And then I have to zell him for this stuff. So let's go ahead and pull out our cash stuffing sheet. Let me just rip open a new page. So I got this cash planning worksheet from Simply Budgeted, and I think Amanda is awesome, and I love this cash planning worksheet. It's basically how I plan out what I'm cash stuffing each week, how much I'm stuffing, what denominations, the totals, and that's what I bring to the bank. Well, actually, I bring a teller slip to the bank. This is my teller slip. I made these myself. These are just imperfect ones that like are missing a line, so I'm just using them for myself. Anyway, I think it's important to note before we move on that we do use credit cards. I know a lot of people are scared of credit cards. They're in a lot of debt. They don't want to put themselves in more debt. But I do have a few outstanding debts on a few cards, and it's not a lot. It's when I was still kind of in the learning process of using credit cards, but the most important thing to learn is that you don't want to use money that you don't have. Even though they might give you thousands of dollars to use, you don't necessarily want to be collecting interest on that unless it's an emergency, unless it's something you have to, or unless it's a planned expense like a new appliance, something like that. So I do have a few outstanding debts, but from basically like the past month or two when I started learning more, I've been, whatever I spend on my cards, I've been planning to pay off with the money I have in my envelopes, in my binders and envelopes. So let's get to cash planning. I think we can move the cash tray over. I don't think we need that. And I want room. And then I'm going to the bank after this video and filming my cash stuffing. Okay, can you see all of this? Yes, you can. So what I do, since we have two different streams of income, I actually have another sticky note here. I work with a lot of sticky notes. So here's what I'm doing with the income I was paid this week. Like I was saying, I'm assuming that I'm not getting any more. So I had 2 TikTok payments because they're paying us out weird now. So I have $396 total, and that's after tax, I believe. No, that's... Oh yeah, no, I took these after tax. So these are after tax payments. So $396 total, $70 is going to my Louis Vuitton sinking fund. $100 is being paid toward my freedom card. So I have $226 left, and then I have $290 Joe gave me, which was in my cash envelope here in tens, which leaves me $516 to stuff. Now, when you're working with double incomes, it's really up to you how you want to divvy up your money. I personally like to, like if I have my personal spending, like I'm not going to use his money to fund my personal spending, I use my money. So I kind of write down, like just up here, I do 226 and then I do 290, and I just make sure it's 516 total. Okay, perfect. So we don't need this anymore. And I kind of just flip through my envelopes first and make sure I write down which ones I want to stuff. So we're only going to be stuffing priorities this week. I said priority. I am going to stuff my hair one because I need to save up for my haircut. Emergency fund we do every week. We're going to skip investment. Dental's funded. Annual fees, that's coming up, so that's a priority. Probably not gonna do our spendings this week. P.O. box we're gonna put in. Travel fund we're almost done with, so I'm gonna put that down. And then I'm gonna skip that. And then we're gonna do our 2025. And I usually just write down what we're doing. I think because it's a tighter few weeks, we're gonna do the $20 circles, and this is from my shop, so you have a little flexibility. Like if you have a tighter week, like there's $20 options, 35, 25. You don't necessarily need to stuff the higher numbers, and there's honestly not a lot of higher numbers that are above 50. So I think it goes up to like $60, and there's maybe like 3 of those. So that's it for the high priority binder. Next, we're going to jump into low priority. So birthdays, we have to. Valentine's Day, we're finishing. And then we're probably just going to do Mother's Day. We're going to skip Father's Day. Skip anniversary, Halloween. We are probably just going to put money into Black Friday, because that's when we do most of our Christmas shopping anyway. Cash checking fund, we'll leave alone. Roll the dice, we did roll last week. So we're doing $18. And then mystery denomination, let me scratch this off. All right, so I scratched it off of 15, so we're gonna be doing 15 on our mystery challenge. That one I just do every week regardless, because I wanna use this money for something important. I don't know what yet, but definitely something important. Okay, so we're done with our low priority. And then one thing that we're going to be doing that I didn't mention before is any rollover that he has in groceries and gas. He said that he wants me to put that into our real estate fund. So I'm not even going to work on that yet. February for my dashboard challenge, it's only $4, so I might just get ahead while I can. So my dashboard is going to get $4. That's pretty easy. I think we have 25 in here. I think we literally need like 1 more 5 or 2 more 5s in here to fully fund it. So I might just do that. Etsy we need to work on. Products is good. Gas fund, if we can, we can. I'm going to write it down. If we can't do it, I'll just cross it off. Real estate, we're going to put rollover into this, so we're good. Savings, we might put something down. And then for his gas, groceries, his haircut, supplements, gym, subscriptions, February challenge, he's going to be getting 30. And then these are a collection of my completed saving challenges. So, okay, we kept it all in one sheet. So I know there's definitely a lot that we skipped that we normally don't. So what I do first is I start from my income. So let's go ahead and do that. Another thing I want to do is I set up some goals for myself for envelopes that I want to, reach certain amounts. If I can't reach all of them, that's totally fine. But I actually forgot to take this out. So this is something I do on the side to kind of like keep in mind what envelopes I want to track, what envelopes I want to build. So I already know Kia and Honda, we're not even stuffing that. Annual fees, since I did this late, it's kind of like awkward, but basically the goal amount by the end of the month, and today is like the last stuffing of January. So this is kind of what I want to be reaching. I know we have to do 20 out of, so let me just go in order. Let me be a little more organized here. So I'm going to keep that to the side, and then we're just going to pull this out again. So I go through my envelopes, or my binders quite a few times. Bills always gets 10, and what I do first is, this is my income, so I do 226, and then if I have anything down that I'm putting from my income, I normally take it out. I might pull this all out of his. Actually, no. I'm going to probably do roll the dice out of mine. So let me just put a little star. Roll the dice, and I'll do the dashboard. When it comes to saving challenges, it's not like too serious on whose income covers what. It's just, it both goes to us anyway. So bills is going to be getting 10. So then I just subtract 10. Go into hair, that's getting 5. That obviously comes out of mine. Emergency fund, 40. I might pull that out of mine this week. Annual fees, I'm just going to do 10 this week. P.O. box is getting 5, so minus 5. Travel fund, I'm going to pull that out of Joe's. So before we get to Joe's income, I just skip that. And then 2025 will also probably come out of Joe's. So out of my income, I have $134 left over. I will probably pull birthday out of mine. I will probably pull Valentine's Day out of mine. I know that needs 20. You can have Mother's Day, Black Friday, mystery. Okay, so we're actually done with this binder. It's going pretty quick this week. This is kind of what I've been doing off camera. It's been working well for me for the month of January. Sometimes I make mistakes, so I hope this keeps me like accountable. Okay, so we already did dashboard, dry cleaning, Etsy. I want to do 20 in if I can. So 64. I technically could put in money into the gas fund because then the rest of these are his. Okay, so yeah, so that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do 50 in our gas fund, which leaves me with $14 left over. So the only other thing is savings. So I'm probably just going to do 10. And that leaves me with $4 left over. So 226 minus 4 equals 222. So let me see if these all add up to 222. Make sure I have everything correct. P.O. box is 5. 20. Did I do 20? Yeah, see, this is where sometimes I get messed up, but 2025, I believe it's his. So we're going to do birthday, Valentine's Day, roll the dice, dashboard, Etsy. Oh, okay, so we did gas first, Etsy, savings, 30. Oh, savings coming out of his. What am I saying? February is coming out of his. So 222, that is correct. So I don't know how to mark like what's actually his. I think I'm just going to do this. And then 2025 comes out of his. Because like I could tell like which envelopes are ours and which aren't. So the ones that are kind of like mixed in, I'm just going to mark with a line. Perfect. 222. If I need to pull an extra $4 from mine, I will. I have that money. But if I don't, that is okay. So actually with his, what I'm going to start from, I'm going to just start from this binder since I have it open. So his gas, he's going to get 30 this week. Groceries, he's going to get 80. Hair, he's going to get 15. Supplements, he's going to get 15. Gym, he's going to get 15. And then subscriptions is also 15. So I'll use him with $120 minus, we'll do the 30 from the February challenge minus 20 from 2025, and then minus 15 from mystery. So that doesn't leave him with a lot, but I think we can actually do this. So dry cleaning, I know for a fact that's going to be $5. Travel fund is going to be $25. And then we have $25 left over for Mother's Day and Black Friday. I think Mother's Day should get 15 and Black Friday should get 10. So that is 25. Perfect. Okay, so we used up his 290 and then my 222. So 222 plus 290 equals 512. So it should technically be 512. Oh my gosh. So let's see, this all adds up to 512. Okay. It added up to 512, so we actually stayed at $4 under budget, which is awesome. So honestly, I kind of disregarded the sheet that I made for myself. I'm like, I wanted to stick to it, but I just made it so late, and then plus the surgery, like, you know. So I'll probably work on this like during my cash stuffing. I know there's a few I'm just not gonna meet, but that's okay because there are some that I will meet. So also this is kind of inaccurate because I did this right before I cash stuffed. I don't know. Anyway, we are going to move this off to the side, and then I'll speed through this and I'll fill out this sheet. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in my little pouch here, and I'm going to bring this over to the bank. This is what I'm going to be following off camera for my cash stuffings. I'm going to move this sheet back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep it out because I'm going to use this for my cash stuffing as well. All right, so we are all set for our cash stuffing week. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed kind of what my process is and budgeting on an income that might be just a little tighter within the next few weeks. So if you liked what you saw today, please like, comment, subscribe, and definitely stay tuned for my cash stuffing. Bye-bye.